Yeah, mate, welcome aboard. G'day kids, Ozzie here. Now just before we get stuck into today's episode, if you haven't seen it already, our merchandise is now live on our website, aussieforkids.com, where you can get all of your favourite Aussie items, like the Aussie hat, made especially for kids' heads, or the mini replica Aussie tee. How cool is that? All for our mini Aussie fans. And if you love Aussie that much, you can even get 3 things in a combo: a hat, a shirt, and a sweatband, all on our website. But one of my favourite items is this one, the Aussie socks, with this little touch here. Stay keen, kids, as always. Available right now on our website, aussieforkids.com. In the meantime, kids, enjoy this episode and stay keen.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. Now today we've come along to Moorabbin in Victoria, and how cool is this place? The Australian National Aviation Museum. Can you guess what we're going to see here today? Lots and lots of aircraft, that's right. We're going to see big aircraft, small aircraft, and some really, really old aircraft too. But the best part is, we're going to get a chance to sit in the cockpit and pretend we're flying it just like a real pilot. Now kids, I'm super excited, I hope you are too. So let's get inside and check it all out. Wow, look at this. As soon as you come inside, there's aeroplanes hanging from the roof. There's all sorts of airplane toys and lots of books and very cool stuff. I can't wait to get outside and into the hangar and check out all the different aircrafts they have. So come on, let's go. So we've come inside to the museum and look at the first aircraft that I've found. It's a helicopter, but not just any helicopter, it's a police helicopter. And the doors are open, so let's get inside and see what's inside the helicopter. Oh wow. Oh, I think I'm gonna go straight to the front seat. Come on inside, kids. Oh, look at this. how cool is this museum, kids? There's lots of aircraft museums, but usually you just get to see the planes from the outside. Right here, you can come inside the plane and pretend like you're a pilot, like you're flying the plane. Now I'm gonna just get myself all ready. Doot, doot, doot. And we are set for takeoff. And away we go! Woohoo! All right, what else can we find, kids? Wow, look at this one, a Gloucester Meteor. I like the look of this one. This is pretty cool. Whoa, look at this. So this plane has how many seats? 1, 2 seats. I'm gonna sit up the front. Oh. And I am gonna be the pilot. Wow-wee. Look at this is so cool. There's all sorts of buttons and levers and handles. Can you just imagine sitting up here and flying this thing through the sky? It'd be so much fun. You got your best mate in the back there. Give him a thumbs up as you're flying along. Yeah, I would love to be a pilot. Wow, that's a cool one. Look at the double propeller on the front here. Not one, but 2 propellers. Whoa. That is so cool. And they go opposite directions. How cool is this place? I like this plane, that's amazing. And look, how cool is it to see underneath here? That's the wheel that comes down so that the plane can land on the ground. It's super clever. And then when it goes up in the air, that wheel goes up there using all these special equipment under here. And then this flap closes, boom, so that the wing can just fly through the air, nice and smooth. Look at this guy. This is amazing. This is a Navy helicopter. It's massive. We can't get into this one, but oh wow, looks pretty cool in there. Look, that's the Navy. Have you ever thought about being in the Navy? Kids, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? Hello? Oh wow, this is more like a passenger aeroplane. So if you're flying to another place, another state, another part of Australia, another part of your country, you'd probably go in something like this, but it's open, we're allowed to go in. Come and check it out with me. All right, so this is where the air hostess or the air host would sit when the plane takes off and lands, but this is where they would prepare all the food and stuff. And then they walk up the middle of the aisle, like this. And they give the food and the drinks to the passengers that are sitting in the seats. So what do you do when you sit in a seat on the aeroplane? You make sure you put your seatbelt on, low and tight. Do it up, and I'm ready to fly. Then you have your tray table. That's where you have your food and your drink. Tray table stowed for landing. And once we've landed, unbuckle your seatbelt. Before I get off the plane, the cockpit is open. That's where the pilot sits. So come with me and let's go and check it out. How good's this? Wow. Oh, this is so cool. Wow. Gee, the pilots would get a good view from up here, wouldn't they? But they must have to train hard and do lots of study to understand what all this stuff does. So all of these levers Wow. And all of these switches and buttons, they all do something special to make this plane fly and steer and move around in the air and land safely back on the ground once you've reached your destination. And then you say, "This is your captain speaking. Thank you for flying Aussie Airways today. We'll see you on our next flight. In the meantime, enjoy your day. And as we always say at Aussie, stay keen." And look what I've found here, kids. This is a jet-powered bomber. And if you come and have a look inside, I'll tell you what, it's not built for comfort. Whoa. But it is built for speed and easy to maneuver. Goodness me, look at the pedals and the handles. Wow. What a cool job it would be to fly one of these guys around, hey? Wow, this is such a cool experience. So check this out, kids. This is called a hangar, and a hangar is like a garage for an aeroplane. But look what I've found here. I know you kids love lawnmowers. I certainly do too. But this one is called a Victor. So that's a brand of lawnmowers in Australia. But did you know that Victors also make aeroplanes? This is also a Victor. So we've got a big aeroplane Victor and a small Victor lawnmower. Look at this. That's the propeller. All right, we've had a good explore outside. There's heaps of aircraft outside, but they've also got a massive hangar here with aircraft inside. So let's get inside and see what we can find. G'day kids, Ozzie the pilot here. Look at this, kids. This is a really cool army helicopter. And you can go inside again. Look, we've got the passenger seats at the back. I'm going to be a passenger for a little bit. You got your seat belts. Wow. Which go over your shoulders. And then they clip in under there. That's cool. But I like flying. I like flying the planes, so I'm gonna sit in the front here and check out all these awesome buttons, levers, and the steering. I love this. This is so much fun. Ready for takeoff? Aussie helicopters, and we have liftoff. To be like 20, 30, maybe more different planes around here. They're hanging from the roof, they're on the ground, we've got helicopters, we've got all sorts. Check out, oh, can you hear that? So there's aircraft flying around, there's so much activity, so much action, this is so much fun. So check out this big plane here. This is called a Beaufighter. Now, I've got some really fun facts about this plane. If you come and have a look at this model here, that's a model of this actual plane. And if you have a look at the photo there, that's a photo of this actual plane too, before it was brought here, painted green and restored to look like this. Now this plane is the very first plane that this museum owned. And from there, it's grown to have all of these planes that we're seeing here today. It's very, very cool. Wow, there's fighter planes and bombers and jets. And look at this one, this one's cool. You can see inside. Oh, this is so awesome. It's a simulator. Do you know what a simulator is, kids? Look at me, it looks like I'm flying the plane. So that's how the pilots train. They sit in simulators before they can go up in the air. But look, I've taken off and I'm flying above the clouds. pre-flight checks, make sure everything's in order. Yeah, copy, received that message. The simulator's changed, we're about to take off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap in. This is your captain speaking. Copy that. We are set for a smooth flight across Australia today and all around the world. The temperature outside is a nice balmy 30 degrees Celsius, and we will be enjoying some in-flight entertainment and some light refreshments. Kick back and enjoy while I do my work up here and fly us safely to our destination. Yeah, copy that. Yes, runway clear for landing. Copy that. Aussie aircraft coming in for landing. Approaching landing, landing gears down. Copy that. Yes, engage. And we are due for touchdown. And pull up. That's it. Very good landing, co-pilot. Amazing work today. High five to that. Kids, grown-ups, hope you've enjoyed your flight today. Enjoy your stay, and we hope to see you again on Aussie Airlines. In the meantime, stay keen. Look what I've found here, kids. This is a supersonic jet fighter. Look at it. It's so beautiful. This thing could fly through the air faster than any plane that I've ever seen. And have you seen or heard a jet plane flying? It goes zoom. It is super loud, and you know why? Come down the back and I'll show you. Because jet planes, supersonic jet planes, have jet engines, and so they roar super loud, and out of the back here come flames. It goes, so they're super loud and they're built for speed. They can fly so fast and they make such a noise. They are incredible. Look at this one up here, kids. This one is called Diana, and Diana is a type of biplane. Do you know what bi means? Bi means two. And do you know why it's called a biplane? Because it has two sets of wings. This is Diana. All right, kids, this section is really important and quite unique to Australia. It's called the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and that exists because Australia is a massive country, and it services and helps people that live in remote and rural areas all around Australia that can't get to a hospital or to a doctor. So they fly using the aeroplanes and land where the people live and help them out and give them medical services. Very cool, hey? So this big plane is known as a cargo plane or a cargo carrier. But come inside and check it out. It's just a huge empty space which is used to carry all sorts of different things to all sorts of different places. But if you have a look, you've got tables and chairs in here. I wonder if they've set it up so that people can sit and have their lunch, or maybe a classroom. What a cool spot. Kids, look at that tree. It's got no branches or leaves. It's pretty plain, isn't it? It's a plain tree. So this plane is a 737, and this is what you'd usually fly in to go around Australia. I'm just going to show you the stairs. If you walk across the tarmac at the airport, you usually go up the stairs to get onto the plane. But come in the back here. have a look inside. So this is a passenger seat. This is where you'd sit, buckle up so you can fly safely. You got your tray table stowed safely behind the seat for landing. You have your instruction card, and we have the overhead lockers. That's where we keep our bags. Keep them safe and secure during the flight. But look at this up here. Before we go to the cockpit, this is where I've always wanted to do this and sit in the air host's seat. This is where they sit to land and to take off. This is where they prepare all the food and drinks, but this is the best part. This is the cockpit. Wow. Squeeze in here. And look, all the buttons. There's just so much to learn, so much to see. And it's just amazing that pilots train for years to learn what all this stuff does. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your captain speaking. We're just experiencing a little bit of turbulence, so I'm just going to turn the fasten seatbelt sign on. Please return to your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and hold on tight while I do my job to just fly us smoothly through this rough weather here. Nothing to be concerned of. Now kids, I've had so much fun. Hopefully you've loved exploring all the aircrafts with me today at this incredible museum. If you're in town, make sure you check it out. Kids, we'll see you on our next brand new episode this Sunday. Until then, stay keen. I've got to fly myself back home. Hey kids, did you have lots of fun today watching Aussie? I hope so. Did you know that we've got a heap of Aussie episodes on our YouTube channel? If you haven't already, go back and have a scroll through. I reckon you'll find some others that you absolutely love. And while you're there, why don't you hit subscribe? That way you won't miss out on any of our new videos that we bring out. We'll see you again soon, kids. Until then, stay keen. Oh, and by the way, did you happen to find the hidden Aussie icon in that video? Yeah, make sure you look closely because they're in every single video. That's right. Stay keen, kids.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day, Ozzie. G'day, Ozzie. G'day, Ozzie. G'day, Ozzie. G'day, Ozzie.
Check it out! Wow! It's massive! Yeah, mate, welcome aboard. G'day kids, thanks for tuning in to another Aussie episode. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that way you won't miss out on any of the new videos we put out, and it would certainly make my day. In the meantime, enjoy this video.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie. G'day Ozzie.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. Today we've come along to the Toll Rescue Ambulance Helicopter Service. It's a bit of a mouthful, but can you think of anything better than an ambulance and a helicopter combined? Well, we're going to go along and meet some of the people that work in these teams to keep people safe and rescue them from tricky situations they might have got themselves in, and we're going to check out one of these amazing helicopters. So come with me kids, let's see who we can find. Let's see who we can find, kids. This is so exciting. Oh, beware. Let's see who's behind here. Oh, wow. Check this place out. G'day, mate.
G'day mate, I'm Ben.
Nice to meet you, Ben.
How are
I'm
you,
Ozzie.
mate?
I'm
Hey,
really,
Ozzie.
really well.
Thanks for coming out.
Mate, thanks for having us here. So you're the first person I've found since I've been here.
Oh really?
Why don't you tell us what you do for a job?
So mate, my name's Ben. I'm one of the critical care paramedics here for New South Wales Ambulance that works on the helicopter.
That sounds like a very important role.
Mate, it's fun.
So what is a critical care paramedic? What does that do?
So mate, I'm based here out at Bankstown Airport.
Okay.
And we work on the helicopter and we respond to sick and injured people all over New South Wales.
Right.
And yeah, that's what we do.
Amazing. So you go and rescue people, you help keep them alive, get them back to safety, and then
Yep.
get them going again.
Absolutely. So we go and get people out in the mountains, in the water,
Right.
in little hospitals as well. And
Okay.
we help the little hospitals out and we bring them back to Sydney and hopefully make them better.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so I see that you're looking at some equipment here.
Yeah, mate,
Can
I'm
you
just
run me through
grabbing
that?
I'm just grabbing my gear now to head out just before we head out to the helicopter.
Okay.
So most gear that we wear on every mission. So mate, I've got my safety harness, which we need to wear all the time, so I
Right.
don't fall out of the helicopter.
All right.
Very important.
Safety first, kids, as always.
Absolutely. This will take just a couple of seconds to pop on.
Okay, so you pop that on. Once that's all tightened up, you can attach that to the helicopter.
Yeah,
So
mate.
if the doors are open, you're not going to fall out.
Yeah, essentially,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
I'll show you what we hook up to in the helicopter. But yeah, we stay nice and safe inside the helicopter.
Excellent.
This is my life jacket that we take everywhere
Hang on,
as
that's,
well.
that's a life jacket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll show you some stuff that's on it that's pretty
Doesn't look
cool.
like a normal life jacket that you see on a boat. So how does that actually work?
So hidden in this section
Yeah.
is a compressed life jacket. If we
Right.
pull these little red tabs right here,
Okay.
it will inflate like a normal one.
Right.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah,
You've got
we've
a
got our-
lot of other stuff on there.
yeah, yeah. This is another big important piece of equipment, our portable radio.
Of course.
Yeah, kids I'm sure would love portable radios.
Absolutely. So that's the way you communicate with the other people in your team.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
And yeah, guys in the helicopter, guys on the ground.
Okay.
And our control center
Okay.
as well.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. And then this little thing is our what we call spare air.
Spare air.
Yeah, so it's a little bottle of oxygen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if we end up in the water
Yeah.
in our helicopter, we can pull
Right.
this out and we can breathe underwater
You can breathe underwater like a fish.
like a fish.
Yep. Excellent. All right. So what else? You've got lots of other pockets there.
Cool. So yeah, we've got some other like life-saving stuff. So in this side, we've got our emergency beacon.
Okay.
So if we get stuck somewhere and they need to find us, we can activate this
Right.
and we'll get some more help.
You pull that out and it shoots up into the air.
Yeah, so a little aerial pops out
Right.
and it sends a beacon up into the sky and
Right.
satellites pick it up and
Okay.
they'll come and get us.
And so they know exactly where you are.
Yep.
And they can send out another helicopter or something else to come and find you.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
What else have we got? We've got our bright strobe. So super
light,
bright
strobe
torch.
light.
Yeah, super bright torch for activities at night. I'll turn that on. So it doesn't look like much here, but at night the guys can
really
see this
bright.
from miles away.
Wow. Okay. So you don't just do this job in the daytime. You do it at night as well.
Yeah, yeah. All hours of the day, all weather. If we can get there, yeah, we'll go there.
Amazing.
Now I can't turn this off.
Sounds like a pretty cool job to me.
It's a lot of fun.
Anything else you got there to
Yeah,
show
mate, we've got
us?
some other stuff. I'll pull it out. We've got that there. So we've got flares or fireworks
Fireworks.
as well.
So you can have a party while you're
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
No, they're for safety, of
We
course.
can, safety. So yeah, if we're somewhere in the bush and the guys can't see us,
Right.
we'll shoot these up into the sky.
Okay.
And they can see us nice and easy.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. And then we've got some super basic Little safety gear. So this is just a safety blanket,
Like
thermal
one of
blanket.
those silver blankets you wear.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And then we've got a whistle.
A whistle, of
Yeah,
course.
basic stuff, but really helps. And then we also have a little signal mirror.
Okay,
So we can reflect the sun at the
right.
helicopter and they can come and get us as well.
Amazing.
So we've got heaps of different ways that we can make contact with the helicopter so they can come back and get us.
Amazing. So the helicopter can sometimes drop you off. You do your rescue, you stay with someone that's been injured, and then the helicopter can fly away or whatever, and then they can come back and they can find you using all of these devices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we carry a lot of stuff in a little jacket.
You certainly do. And is it heavy?
It is. It
You
is.
have to be pretty strong.
I'd like to think so.
Very good. Now I see over here, there's a helmet.
There is.
Very important piece of equipment, I'd imagine.
Mate, one of our most important pieces. I'll just pop all this back in. So we've got our flight helmet. So it's pretty cool. It's just like your normal bike helmet, I guess, but
Yeah,
a little bit
right.
more high tech.
Ooh, that's
It's got
fancy.
an option to plug into our radio. It's got some built-in sunglasses
Oh, nice.
and a nice clear visor as well.
Okay.
That's just so we don't get dust and stuff in our
Fair
eyes.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so we put that on. And it also got this long cord that plugs into our radio. So we can
So you can hear
hear
through
the
that.
radio through that.
Right.
Cool.
Excellent.
I'll
That's
chuck
really
that on.
cool. Yeah, please.
Also, I'll grab my wetsuit. So
Okay.
this comes with us on every mission.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we do rescue people in the water as well. Of course. Yeah, so when we do that, we can't do that in our clothes.
Yep.
So we jump in our wetsuit.
Well, you want to stay warm.
Absolutely.
You want to keep yourself safe
Yep.
so that you can keep the other people safe and rescue them, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So nice and warm. It's nice and bright. And we've got all the stuff that you'd probably use in your swimming pool at home. So we've got snorkeling, mask and snorkel and helmet.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that.
There we go. It's a bit weird wearing a stack hat in the water.
Yeah, it would
but
be.
it helps. Nice bright wetsuit,
Oh, nice. I like that.
just in case. And then some serious flippers
Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
they're good.
if we're going to go for a real swim.
They're pretty advanced, those ones. Very high tech looking.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you got to hang on a sec. Check this out, kids.
Oh,
See that? A pair of volleys. Just like Ozzie. Hey? The best shoes. Only the best.
They are the
for
best.
the best to do the best job.
so we use them in canyons.
All right.
Yeah, super grippy.
Super grippy.
Yeah.
That's why I wear them too.
Good set of Dunlop
Because
volleys.
I go and rescue people in canyons too.
Yeah, mate, you won't fall over here.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to pop that back in there
Cool.
for you. Now,
Righto.
as I look around the room here, I couldn't help but notice over here, there's a blood esky.
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
a blood esky for the
So-
kids at home?
Not having drinks in it, not having your juice and water in it. This
No.
is an esky for blood.
Okay.
So obviously we all know we all have blood in our bodies.
We do.
And sometimes when people get injured or sick, we need to replace it.
Right.
So we have the option of carrying blood and giving it back to people.
Amazing. Fantastic. So you really do play an important role. Now,
like-
another important piece of equipment, you've mentioned it a few times, is a helicopter.
Yeah, the best part.
Can we check it out?
Absolutely.
Let's go,
Shall we
kids.
go? Let's go.
Check it out. Wow. It is massive. Wow, Ben.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. So why don't you tell me a few of the important pieces of equipment that make your job possible?
Yeah, cool, we'll do. So this is, first and foremost, this is my seat. This is the paramedic seat.
Okay.
Where I sit all the time. And that's our doctor's seat, when we've got a
Right.
doctor on board.
Right.
And the pilot and the crewman sit up the front, and that's where all the big buttons are and all the fancy controls are.
Okay.
But essentially, my equipment is all in the back.
Right,
So first and foremost,
in the boot.
in this section right
Oh,
here.
just here.
Yeah, yeah. First and foremost, while we wear a harness, we always want to stay safe.
Okay,
So this is what we call a wander lead. So I hook onto this,
a wander lead. There
so
you
I
go.
can stay in the
So
helicopter.
that's attached to the roof and then attached to your harness.
Yep.
So if you,
I
were
stay
to,
in the
if you were to
helicopter
stand
I
up and
won't-
fall, you're not going to fall right out.
No, so we can operate with the doors open and not fall out.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty
Very,
cool.
very cool.
So that's first and foremost some of the things that we do once we jump in the helicopter.
Amazing. And what are you kneeling on here? Is that
Mate.
looks like a bed for you to have a sleep, yeah?
Mate, I wish. No, that's our stretcher.
It's your stretcher.
So that's where the patient will go
Right.
and where we can obviously look after them.
Yep.
And we can connect our monitoring to them and yeah, just make sure they're okay for the trip.
Okay. Excellent. And can you take that out of the
Mate, it does
helicopter?
come out. It does come out.
Yep.
And it also spins around into a different position.
Wow.
And we can take 2 of them as well if we've got 2 people that
Amazing.
need to move.
Absolutely. So can you winch? Is that one that you can winch down? I've
No.
seen rescues where you can winch people down and stuff.
Yeah. No, this one, no.
That one
But-
stays in here.
Yeah, this one stays in here. But up
right.
the back of the helicopter, we have
Can
all our rescue gear.
Excuse me, Ben. Is it okay if I jump aboard?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Get in, mate.
Oh, I'm just going to sit in your chair.
Yeah, mate. Welcome aboard.
Oh, thanks, mate.
So, I'll start with how we get people out of the water.
Ooh,
So this is our nice bright yellow rescue strop. So if someone
Wow.
is stuck out in the surf,
Okay.
in a rip, and we need to go and get them, we use this. We'll go
Okay.
down dressed in our wetsuit, pop this over their head, and then bring them up safely into the helicopter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just hang off the side of the helicopter.
Yeah, we go out that door right there,
Amazing.
and off we go.
That is very, very cool. And so how does that, can I put that on?
Yeah, mate, I'll pop it on you if you like. So pop your arms up as well, and it comes up and under your arms like that,
All right.
and you're connected to me, and we're
Right.
connected to the winch.
And that just picks me up,
Yeah, and you'll land right here.
pulls me up, and then you lay me on here,
Yep.
and you do whatever you need to do to make sure I'm safe and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So what was this called?
A strop.
A strop. Right. And where do you attach to when you jump out of the helicopter?
So mate, I normally have another little piece of equipment here on my
Yeah.
harness, and it connects directly to the winch hook, which is just
Oh,
there.
that's what that is.
Yeah,
So that's the winch hook.
yeah.
Wow.
And the remote control for that lives just behind the seat. So the crewman will drive it with his thumb up and down.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty
All
cool.
right. So you mentioned 4. I think you said there's 4 different people on
Yeah,
board.
mate. Yeah, so myself, paramedic, doctor, we've got our air crewman, and we've got our pilot in the front right.
Wow. 4 people to make this operation work.
Yep.
Amazing. Now you were going through equipment.
Yeah,
What else
mate.
can
Sorry,
we see?
keep going. So then we've got our, we'll bring this out. This is our special winch stretcher, which will come out and will go on the bed.
I'll just move the strop.
Thanks, buddy. So this is our winch stretcher. It doesn't look like much in this bag,
No.
but it's
Not yet.
It's a bed that's in half, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll go down out the door on the winch, and we'll find the patient, and we need to bring them back up in a stretcher.
So you carry it down like that.
Yep.
You assemble it when you're down there.
Yeah.
Right.
It comes together like, yeah, you just join it together, and it becomes a full stretcher, and we can put people in it, and then we can winch them up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a few places. Now we've got water. This is
Yeah.
the device that you use to winch people or to pull people up out of the water.
Yep.
This one, where would you use this one?
So this is for anyone that needs to be laying down,
Okay.
overland, in the bush, Blue Mountains.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can fly from here at Bankstown all the way up to the Blue Mountains, which is a couple of hours drive away.
Yeah, yeah.
You can fly up there in the helicopter, and it might be if someone's fallen off a cliff or something, had an accident while they're bushwalking, whatever.
Yep.
And then you can jump, or you can be lowered out of the
Yep.
helicopter, take this with you, give them some first aid, some medical attention,
Yep.
pop them on this, pull them back up.
Straight up.
And you then take them to hospital?
Yeah,
or-
so then we want to go, we normally just go straight to hospital. So yeah, we try and minimise as much time out of the hospital as we can.
Right,
We want to
of
get into
course.
hospital as quick as we can.
Okay. Now, you said that you fly at night.
Yeah.
Can you do rescues at night and it's safe enough to winch them up, or sometimes do you have to stay there with them overnight?
So we do sometimes, obviously it is safe enough to operate at night, but sometimes we might choose to stay the night with the patient.
Right.
Which is really cool. We obviously want to provide good care for them. So we'll start a fire, we'll build a shelter.
Right.
If they can, we might even give them something to eat or drink. And then we'll stay with them till the morning or till when it's safer. And then the helicopter will come back and take us out in the morning.
Right. So the helicopter will go home for the night,
Yeah,
maybe go and do another rescue,
yeah,
as long as you guys are safe, then
Yeah.
it will come back and get you in the morning.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we use our radio, we'll chat to them, make sure that everyone knows what's going on, and they'll come back and get us.
That's very, very cool. Now, what are some other places that you might rescue people?
So even from here, we even go down to the Snowy Mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, so we operate in the snow environment,
Right.
which is pretty cool. We go offshore, water, we go onto big container ships, oil tankers, cruise
Wow.
ships. Yeah, we go anywhere and everywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Ben, what does it take to become a critical care paramedic?
So I started off as a normal paramedic in the ambulance service, working on the road.
On the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, in an
And
ambulance, on the car.
In an
the car.
ambulance, yeah. And I was on the road for about 9 years.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I'd lucky enough to, it's obviously very competitive.
Right.
But I was lucky enough to get a job here.
Amazing.
And I've been here now for 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you probably don't see yourself ever leaving, right? It's a pretty dream job, right?
It's pretty cool.
Oh, I
it's
imagine
very
it
cool.
would be. All right. Is there any other equipment you want
Mate,
to show
we
us?
do. Look, we'll show you some.
Why not?
We'll show you some of our medical equipment. So everything that we carry can go on our winch. So we carry some medical packs.
Right.
And these hook on to our winch
Right,
with our
okay.
equipment straps.
Yes.
Yeah, so we carry 2 big medical packs that have all our medical equipment in.
All right.
And then, yeah, so we can carry all of this on the winch with us. So these 2
Amazing.
packs, this big thing, so super heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can help a lot of people with what's in these bags.
That's amazing. You can keep them alive and then get them to hospital.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, Ben, you've showed me a lot of the equipment. Talk me through different parts of your job. Am I ready to fly? Do I just sit in here and go and rescue someone? Or?
Mate, we wish, but no, mate, we need a seatbelt. So
Oh,
I'm
of course.
secured to the roof, but you need a seatbelt.
Safety
bud.
first. Also, how does a seatbelt work
Well,
in a
mate, so
helicopter?
a little bit different to the car. So you grab the other side as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so a little bit different. This one's going to come across your lap and
Yep.
over your shoulders as well. So yeah, mate, pop that in there.
All right.
And then you're nice and tight down either side. Pull those tabs nice and tight. That's it. There we
There
go.
we go.
Beautiful.
All right, now I've got it.
And then, mate, some shoulder straps for
Yeah,
you.
right.
And make sure you're nice and safe and you don't go anywhere.
Well, we don't want to be falling out of the helicopter,
And they
that's
clip-
for sure.
No, mate, not at all. They clip into the top and then you tighten them up like so on that side. Yeah, that
Right.
tab there, bud. Perfect. And now you're safe and sound and you're not going anywhere.
Great. All right, and I feel very safe
Cool.
and I'm ready to fly. So do you fly the plane as well?
Mate, I wish. I don't fly the plane.
You've got enough to do, right?
Yeah, we're busy enough in the back.
Fair enough.
But we've got our pilot. Our
All
pilot,
right.
Tim, flies,
Okay.
flies the plane for us.
Well, maybe I should unharness myself, unstrap myself from the seatbelt. I'll just press that or
So, mate, you twist it.
twist it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool seatbelt.
And there you go.
All right. Thanks very much for your time, Ben.
Mate, nice to meet you.
It's been a pleasure to meet you too. I'm going to go and
course.
find a pilot, see if he can tell us what he does for his job.
Cool, mate.
Thanks, Ben.
See you later.
Stay keen. All right, kids, let's go and see if we can find a pilot. G'day.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. Do you know where I can find a pilot?
I do.
Are you a pilot? You're a pilot. I'm Ozzie.
Hello, Ozzie. I'm Tim.
Nice to meet you, Tim. Now, we're here to find out all about what you guys do. Can you tell me about your job as a pilot?
Of course.
You get to fly this.
I do.
Can we go and check it out?
Let's
you
go
can tell
have
me
a look.
what happens.
Absolutely. So my job is to fly the helicopter to the scene of an accident or to a hospital so we can pick someone up and take them to a better place.
Amazing. All right. So this would be your seat up here, I imagine.
That's where I sit, all right, front right-hand side.
Front right-hand side. And who sits on the other side?
The other side is generally our rescue officer who sits on the left-hand side.
Okay.
And he helps me in the cockpit when we're flying to an accident or
Okay.
something like that. And when we get somewhere where maybe we need to do a winch and pull someone out of a canyon or off some rocks, he jumps in the back and he operates the winch.
Oh, that's the winch that we learned about with Ben before.
That's right.
All right. Now for today,
Yep.
am I able to take a seat on the other side?
Go ahead, go around and jump in. Okay,
Oh.
shall we turn it on?
Can we?
Let's do it. Right, here we go.
Wow, there is a lot of buttons.
There
So do you
are.
know what every single button does?
I pretty much do. Yeah, it's part of our training. We have to know how to operate all of the equipment down here. We have to understand everything on the top of the console as well.
Wow.
And importantly, once the powers come up, you have to understand how to interpret all the information that's coming through on the screens in front of you.
Amazing. There is a lot of information, and I imagine that's a lot of training for you to understand all that. How long have you been flying for?
So I started flying when I was 16.
Wow.
I'm 48, so over 30 years.
Wow. And what's your favourite thing about flying?
I don't really know where to start. Helping people
Right.
with a helicopter like this, there's no better feeling.
Amazing. Excellent. Now, can you tell me what are some of the main controls that you need to know to fly? What's this thing here?
Okay, so some of the basics then. So the control in the middle is called the cyclic. And
Cyclic.
that basically helps us control which direction the helicopter's pointing in.
Okay.
So if I push forward on the cyclic, the nose of the helicopter drops.
Right.
If I pull back, the nose comes up. If I want to turn left, I push left, and the aircraft banks to the left.
Okay.
So that's the cyclic. Now, it works in a very similar way to an aeroplane when we're flying around, cruising around at height. But when we're hovering, it's totally unique, and it helps us move around above the ground in a unique way it's unique to a helicopter.
Absolutely amazing. Now, being so mobile and unique like that, does that mean you can pretty much land anywhere?
We can land anywhere as long as there's enough space for us to land. So
Right.
we need a big enough gap in the trees so that our blades don't hit any
you don't.
trees or branches.
You don't want to be hitting any trees or branches with your blades. Absolutely. So what have we got down here? We've got some
so
pedals.
these are called the yaw pedals. Okay, and so what they allow me to do, particularly when I'm hovering, is they allow me to twist the aircraft left and right.
Wow.
So when I'm hovering, if I control the direction of movement with the cyclic, then I use the pedals to twist the aircraft and control which direction I'm pointing in.
Right. Now, I've got my feet on the pedals, and I noticed that when you press them, my pedals moved.
That's right. So the pedals are joint, and the cyclics are joint as well.
Wow.
And the other control, the collective, is also joint.
Okay.
And that's designed so that it's really intended so that only one person will fly at any given time.
Right. Okay. So you're going to fly, and I'll just sit back and take in the scenery.
That's right.
Fantastic.
Well,
now,
you help me. If you were sitting there for real, you'd be helping me with the navigation system,
course.
the radios, and managing the cockpit. Because as you've seen, it's so complicated and so busy. It's really helpful to have someone up here helping me.
It certainly is very complicated, very busy, but no doubt you know how to keep us safe, and you know how to go and drive this thing or fly this thing to go and rescue other people and keep them safe.
That's right.
Now, speaking of safety, I see some helmets up here.
That's right.
I suppose you've got to wear those.
So we wear helmets for all of our flights, and they also have the communication system inside them. They have a light on them, so if we want to illuminate a map or a document, we can do that with the helmet.
Right.
And it's also got two visors on it, so a dark visor for when it's too bright outside, and a clear visor in case we want to put some protection over our eyes.
All right, do you mind if I put one of these on?
Sure, give it a go. So just unclip that. We'll just take the stuff out of it. There you go. And you want to twist it onto your head. If you try and pull it straight down, you will take your hat off maybe.
Okay. Sorry, Aussie hat.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. Now, how does this work?
So that goes under your chin. I'll do it for you. And then we plug this in to the aircraft. So now you can hear all the radios and you can speak to the rest of the crew.
Ooh. Because I imagine when this thing's on and those blades are going around, it's pretty loud, right?
So that's the other thing that the helmet does for you. It's there to protect your hearing. If you flew in this helicopter without hearing protection on, you would go deaf.
We've learnt about the cyclic and the pedals, and you mentioned this one here,
This one's called the collective, right?
collective.
So it's called the collective because it moves all of the blades collectively at the same time.
Wow.
And what it does is, as I pull up on the collective, all of the blades generate more force or more lift, and it allows the helicopter to go up and down. So if I want to climb or descend, I use the collective, and basically it's my power pedal.
Right.
Right. And I pull up. It's like pressing the gas in a car. It makes me go up.
Right. Because unlike an aeroplane, you don't need to take off along a runway. You can go straight up.
We can go straight up, absolutely. Although for a variety of reasons, we don't always do that.
Right.
Sometimes we do take off a little bit more like an aeroplane. In fact, we can roll down the runway because we've got wheels.
Right.
We can roll down the runway and take off like an aeroplane. And we can do that when we're really, really heavy. And maybe we don't have enough power to go straight up, but we do have enough power to take off like an aeroplane.
Amazing. What a versatile and incredibly impressive piece of machinery.
It is.
Now, is there anything else inside you want to show me, or should we go and have a little tour on the outside?
Let's go have a look.
Let's go. Wow. So there's another helicopter over here. Can you tell me what that's happening? It looks like it's having a bath.
That's right. So when the aircraft goes flying, we like it to come, and when it comes home, we like it to do what's called the bird bath.
A bird bath.
That's right. Well, it is a bird, and it's having a
Absolutely.
bath, and that helps keep the aircraft nice and clean. It stops it getting rusty, and importantly, because our job is to go and save people's lives, it makes sure the helicopter is always ready to go. Because if it's not rusting, it's available for us to fly.
Fantastic. All right, now can you talk me through some of the parts on this amazing aircraft? What's this here?
So this is our tracker searchlight, and it's a high-powered searchlight
Right.
that helps us identify things at night when we're flying around on night vision goggles. So for instance, if we're trying to identify a hole in the trees safely to somewhere to safely land to conduct a rescue, it helps us locate that. If we are hovering in a canyon on night vision goggles, this gives us enough light to help us do that safely. That's the sort of thing we use it for.
Very good. Okay, so if we start at the top here,
Sure.
what do we got here? The blades?
So we've got the blades all attached to the rotor head. We've got 5 blades. The blades are all made out of really, really funky.
5 blades?
5 blades.
Wow.
And you'll find that varies. The number of blades the helicopter has does vary. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3, 4, and 5.
Is it 5 because it's bigger?
Not always, but a lot of larger helicopters do tend to have more blades.
Right.
So this one has 5. They're all made out of carbon and composite materials.
Really
so
hard
they're
materials.
Crazy expensive.
Yes,
Each
no doubt.
blade costs $140,000.
Wow.
Each
that's
blade.
a
So
lot
you
of
don't
money.
want to ding them.
No, you certainly
You don't want to ding them.
Watch where you're driving.
Right. What else?
What else? All right, what are these things?
So these are the steps.
steps.
They help us get in and out of the aircraft. Just like normally getting in and out, they're pretty useful. But we also do rescues where maybe we don't want to winch the crew out, but the surface isn't stable enough for us to land the aircraft. And what we might do is might hover really, really close to the ground, maybe with the wheel just a few centimeters off the ground.
Right.
And it allows a doctor or a paramedic to scooch out and use the step to get out on the ground whilst we're still hovering.
Wow. So that would take some pretty precise flying by the pilot like
You
yourself.
have to be really careful because you don't like to hurt your mates.
You certainly don't. You want to keep them safe. All right, so we've got, what's back here?
Okay, so this is the baggage compartment. Not really that exciting,
Nah, a
but it
bit
does
boring.
contain critical medical equipment, right?
Of course.
So whilst the space is a bit boring, we have some of the most important bits of life-saving equipment that we carry in the boot. And if needed, the medical team can make use of that while we're moving patients between hospitals.
Fantastic. All right, and what do we have back here? What's this bit called?
Well, this is the tail. I think probably go back a little bit.
Oh.
One of the most critical bits is the engine. So
Oh,
we've got
that's where
2
the engine
engines.
is.
That's the engine.
On the top.
Right, and then you've got an exhaust pipe. And people often don't think of a helicopter as being a jet, but this has 2 jet engines that power it. But that's not uncommon in helicopters. These are pretty powerful engines.
Now, how fast can this thing fly?
This flies at about 260 kilometers an hour.
So a little bit faster than you drive on the roads, right? Just a bit.
A
lot.
little. It helps the commute.
Yeah, I bet. So that allows you to get to remote places really, really quickly.
It does. That's right.
Great. All right, I'm not going to ask any more questions. Why don't you tell me the next most important thing?
Okay, so then we've got the tail boom. What is the tail boom for? The tail boom allows us to mount a tail rotor at the back of the aircraft.
So those blades up there are the tail rotor.
That's the tail rotor. And the reason that's important is because you've got these 5 blades all going in one direction.
Right.
And they've got these 2 really powerful engines spinning the blades.
Right.
And what the helicopter wants to do is if you're spinning something one way, it wants to react and spin the opposite way.
Right.
And what the tail rotor does is it stops the helicopter spinning and responding to all that torque that's going in from the engines through the main rotor.
That's absolutely amazing. Now I've got a question for you. Which direction do these blades spin?
These blades are all spinning anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
You can tell because you can look at the shape of them and intuitively you can look and go, okay,
That's
well,
the front.
They're going that way. They've
Fair
got
enough.
a swept tip and they've got a really, really hard front edge so that they don't get easily damaged if you hit something.
Right. Now what's this one called?
Okay, so this is called the stabilizer, and it just helps keep the aircraft stable in flight.
Right. Okay. Very good. Now, which direction do these blades actually?
I bet you can guess.
I think they spin that way.
That's right. Perfect.
So that's the front.
That's right.
It's
The front
curved.
with the swept tip, and then you've got that hard front edge, which again stops it getting damaged easily.
Amazing. All right.
Well, and everything then is repeated on this side of the aircraft. Right. So you've got the second engine. You've got the baggage compartment. We talked about some of that really critical life-saving medical equipment.
Right, so that's
a good
it.
example of it. Cool.
Now, where does the petrol or the fuel go?
So the fuel tanks I'll show you. So the fuel tanks sit behind this surface here.
Right.
And there's a fuel tank on each side which is connected, and we can put about 1,500 litres of fuel into the aircraft.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah.
How many hours could you fly for on that amount of
So
fuel?
it's about 3 hours.
All right, now what's this thing? That's the winch that you
So
mentioned
this
before.
is the rescue winch. So you will
Okay.
remember from previously from talking to Ben.
So that whole contraption is where it
That
all...
whole control catchment has a drum with coiled steel cable on it, and we can lower this over 200 feet, and so we can lower the paramedic and the doctor down to critical scenes where perhaps you can't walk to or you can't land a helicopter. Well, if you get sick or injure yourself somewhere which is really remote, this is what allows us to rescue you. So not only can we put the doctor and paramedic in, but then we can put you in a stretcher and we'll rescue you in a stretcher using the winch.
Very, very cool. All right, Tim, you've been amazing with your time today. You've given
pleasure.
myself and the kids lots of information, but just before we go, if there's some kids out there that love aircraft and particularly helicopters, how do they follow their dream to maybe being in a position like yourself and doing it for a job?
Sure. Well, first thing, you've got to work really, really hard at school.
Absolutely.
Okay. So work hard at school, get good results. Then you've got to follow your passion and you've got to go and get a private helicopter pilot's license.
Okay.
So you can choose to go through the commercial or the civil scheme and go and get your private pilot's license, your commercial helicopter pilot's license, or another way you can do it is to join the military, and they do and pay for that all for you.
Join the army.
So you can join the Army or a Navy as a helicopter pilot. In fact, most of the guys who are flying the rescue helicopters come from the Army and Navy because they've got all that experience flying big helicopters in high pressure environments. So we hire a lot of those guys.
Amazing. So you could be in the army or the Navy and then come and fly a rescue helicopter. What a life that would be.
Nothing to complain about.
Absolutely. So to do that, kids, the most important message that I always share is you've got to stay keen. That's right. You just got to follow your dreams and stay keen and you'll get there.
That's right.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for your
you,
time
mate.
today.
Cheers.
I'm just going to go and have a bit more of a look at this.
Go
and
for
I'll
it.
let you continue on
All yours.
and do your job. Thanks, mate. So there you go, kids. How lucky have we been today to visit the Toll Rescue Ambulance Helicopter Service? It's been super fun, and how good was Ben and Tim giving us their time to teach us all about what they do in the ambulance helicopters. Hey, what a great job that'd be. Kids, I hope you've loved this episode as much as I have. We'll see you on a brand new episode of Aussie very soon. And until then, stay keen. If you haven't already, make sure you get a grown-up to help you hit that subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on any of the new and exciting videos that we put out. Speaking of new and exciting, if there's a video that you'd love to see Aussie do, make sure you send us a message on our socials, on Facebook or Instagram at Aussie for Kids. We'll see you again soon, kids. And until then, stay keen. Oh, and by the way, did you happen to find the hidden Aussie icon in that video? Yeah, make sure you look closely because they're in every single video. That's right. Stay keen, kids.
Ozzie, 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 oi! Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.